What's up, everybody? I'm back with another video. These are 5 of my favorite Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu books. So let's just get right into it. So the first one is On Jiu-Jitsu by Chris Matakas. Thought this was a really good book. It doesn't really teach you anything, but it kind of gives you a philosophical take. Maybe it tells you things you already know about Jiu-Jitsu, things that you don't know about Jiu-Jitsu. But for me, he gave me a lot better understanding about my love for Jiu-Jitsu and solidified why I train and how I train. It's a very good book. Chris Matakas. I just have a few of Chris Matakas books. The guy writes a lot of books. He's very nice. I talked to him online, and he sent me a book for free one time. So definitely got to shout him out, Chris. Doing good stuff for jiu-jitsu. Thank you. Next book I want to talk about, I actually don't have a copy. It's the Cauliflower Chronicles by Marshall Carper. It's about a guy who breaks up with his girlfriend and moves to Hawaii and trains with BJ Penn. Thought it was a very good book. It's a kind of a memoir. I don't really remember much about it. I just remember really enjoying it. I haven't read it for probably at least 10 years. So I should get another copy and read it again. I really don't know where my copy went. Couldn't find it. So Cauliflower Chronicles, very good book. I really enjoyed it. Next one, I'll tell you, this one is a big book. I know this upset a lot of people in Brazil, but The Rise and Evolution of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu by Robert Drysdale. This really gets into the nitty-gritty details about the history of Jiu-Jitsu from, the old Vale Tudo days until today. So a lot of it is about Carlson Gracie and his legacy and his school and his split from Elio Gracie and from his students on. So Carlson Gracie is here on the cover. Oh, there he is. And Robert Drysdale did a lot of research, a lot of good things for jiu-jitsu by writing this book. If you kind of want to flip turn your understanding about jiu-jitsu upside down, definitely read this book. When I got this book, I pretty much couldn't put it down until I finished reading it. And it's not that short of a read, but I got it done within 2 weeks or so. Not a very fast reader, and I'm pretty busy. So, Rise and Evolution of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu by Robert Drysdale, very good book. All these books are in the links in the description below. It's the first time I ever said that. So, next one, of course, Breathe by Hickson Gracie. Hickson is, if you don't know who Hickson is, you got to look him up and you got to read this book. He really kind of opens up and tells things about his life that you never heard before, stories that you may have heard before. I remember reading some of these kind of stories, but then, not really getting into details as Hickson does. I also think it's cool. His book is called Breathe, but the documentary about him, that documentary was called Choke. So, Breathe, Choke. I don't know. I thought it was interesting. So Breathe by Hickson Gracie, very good book. Another book that I just could not put down once I start reading it. This probably about a week. Took me about a week. It's funny because I read faster than how Hickson could talk, so it was hard for me to read in his voice, if you know what I'm saying. Anyway, last but not least, this isn't really like a novel or anything, but you guys know it. If you don't know it, Jiu-Jitsu University by Saulo Ribeiro. This kind of goes through each belt level and what you should know at each belt level. So white belt is survival, blue belt is the guard. Let's see, purple belt is more guard. Oh, so white belt is survival, blue belt is escapes, purple belt is the guard, brown belt is guard passing, and black belt is submissions. You don't have to follow. You could be a white belt and look in the black belt chapter. Doesn't matter. Saulo Ribeiro is not going to come to your house and beat you up. This is a very good book. This is a classic book. There's a lot of old school techniques or techniques that you might think are old school, some contemporary techniques. Very good book. Highly recommend. this one as well. That's basically it. Let me know what other books you may have read about jiu-jitsu. I have a few others in mind, but I wanted to give a good top 5 of my own. Let me know you want to see. Let me know what you want to see next, and like, subscribe, all that good stuff. All right, stay scrappy, my friends.